Good morning. My goodness, boy, am I excited to be here on a Monday. It is an exciting time to be alive because, well, we're alive. Would you rather be dead or what? Come on, it's exciting. You're alive, my friend. You are alive. You're walking flesh. Make sure that this thing is shared. Yep, we good. Okay. I'm making sure I got audio. Last time I was here for like, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes, 15 minutes with no audio. So I'm kind of paranoid now. So now I always got to make sure everything's good. I mean, it had never happened to me before. That was the messed up thing. Now I'm paranoid. Every time I come, I'm like, is the audio working? Is everything okay? Like, did I do everything right? All right. So, first of all, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to thank God for just plain and simple being alive. I get to do this another day. We get to wake up another day. We get to do this whole thing all over again. And it's amazing. If you haven't found that thing that makes you get up in the morning and just feel so damn good about what you do, well, you can always change. It's never too late. That I have learned already through my life. It's not easy, but it's doable. So, my goodness, look at this. Look at these charts. It's like, oh my gosh, like, oh. Look, I'm not one to complain. I know I'm not missing anything because there will always be another opportunity. I understand that. But when the chart does this, I gotta pull it up here. When the chart looks like this, without any pullback, the dailies, I mean, unless you're long from down here, this is the explosion now. Market moves in two ways, in my opinion. This is what I've been taught. The market can only move in consolidation areas like this, aka chop, and then aka distribution. So once we're done basically trapping to the whichever way we are done, which in this case we kind of trap both ways. Above, below. Okay. Well, if the trend is your friend, well, you would probably want to be bidding higher, not with the shorts here. So obviously the trend is your friend, and we broke up through to the upside. And then now it's like, how much higher can we go? Of course, we can go a lot higher. Like, I see here nothing but a nice trend line that we are kind of developing here. And this is not even like, I'm not even going to say that the pullback is coming at the end of this trend line break, like once we break below here. I am merely saying that, look at this. We are starting to even develop a trend line above another trend line, above another trend line. Like, how much more of signs do you need for the market to tell you to basically stop thinking that this thing's gonna crash at some point? There's a lot of things online about how Warren Buffett's selling. There's sold, I don't know, like $200 billion worth of his stocks and stuff like that. Like, I get it. We all want to see a pullback, but at the same time, we can't be waiting for a ghost to show up when it never shows up. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So for now, for the time being, Choo Choo Train wants to continue to push up, and I'm gonna be buying every single dip until that kind of fails. Then fine. Like, until 58.46 fails, that's the first warning sign. Next is gonna be potentially right, I would say, if we get back into this range like 58.11, that would be a second sign of a pullback incoming. And then we would still need to break these lows down here, which would be like 57.25. So that would equal over 100 and like whatever 50 points or 140 points lower that we must go to even begin thinking about a pullback. Like, I'm not even talking about like a significant pullback. I'm just saying this level here needs to begin cracking to even think that we're even gonna pull back. You get what I'm saying? Whereas some people on Twitter are already claiming that this is gonna be somehow the top and that we're gonna crash to like 4100. I saw some guy talking about how we're gonna come down here to this 4100 level. I don't know what that guy's smoking, but I don't want none of that. So before I even tell you that this thing's gonna pull back, let's just not even talk about it. It's not worth our time. It's not worth our effort. We're looking for a ghost that's not there. So for now, in the time being, am I gonna buy here at the all-time high? No. I mean, is there a very aggressive buy at the 66? Probably 63. Why? On the daily chart, you can clearly see this. So this would be buying basically right at the high of, obviously, on Friday here. See that there? That would put us between that like 62 on top of that bot. Like this, the top of that bot is really the 60. But on the hourly, I like more 63 to 66. So that's an aggressive buy. And we kind of already got that dip below here, and we reclaimed that level too. The only, maybe 66. But again, these are very aggressive buys. Like if they fail, don't be surprised. Like you cannot be mad at this. Like, because at the same time, I don't have a short. I can't short this. Come on. Like, you know, that's foolish. So you can see this on the hourly here. It's a little bit more clear here. So I like maybe more like 62 area. That would be buying right here, right at this level of support here. Top of those bodies right up there on the hourly. And like I said, 66. Why 66? Because that's kind of the high of that push we had on Friday at 10 a.m. So you can see here, right, basically right this box right there. Obviously, if we got a dip down to 46, we already had a bounce from me. This is why I'm not kind of overly interested here, because we already had a kind of a bounce there, the back test of the previous high. So I'm not going to be too interested in buying that again. Only maybe if we were like dip and then maybe reclaim. But just remember, once a level has already been back tested, it's very kind of dangerous. We don't want to see that level back test. So instead, we want to see the next level of resistance essentially get turned into support, which now if we are pushing from it, we kind of get a pullback. This level here can come into play to continue us higher. I mean, it kind of happened already here too, right there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I guess my point is simple. Don't short this. And hey, you can do whatever you want. I'm not here to try to tell you what to do, but I would say try not to short it. As enticing as it might be, you don't know where the top is. No one does. I don't know. Nobody does. And whoever tells you they know the top, they're lying to you. But at the same time, I can't just FOMO here. You know what I mean? Like, this is why it's very difficult right now. It's a good time to stay out of it, basically. I know it's not what you want to hear, but at the end of the day, it is Monday too. Remember, Mondays we kind of have a hangover as well. Well, the market has a hangover, so I don't. Market gets a hangover usually from pumping. Hence why last Monday as well, we actually had a pullback, if I'm not wrong, last Monday. And on Friday, we did close at 58.55. Antonio knows where the top is. The moon. I think so, buddy. This thing wants to go to the goddamn moon. It's been wanting it. Look at that gap. We also have a nice sizable gap of 58.55. Maybe we'll get that gap fill if we crack below this 66, like I was telling you, 66, 63. That would be that sign that we want to fill the gap. But this is now going to be a level of support up here. This is the 15-minute chart I got on the top there. So if price breaks below here, I'm looking for that gap to get filled. I would not be shorting that, by the way. I am not going to short. I'm only telling you on a technical perspective. That's the first level of support that needs to fail in order to think about the gap fill. Right now, just because we're pumping higher, we made a new all-time high, that is not a good, valid reason why we would want to fill the gap at open. Just because there's a gap. It doesn't make any sense. That's kind of gambling. That's guessing. So, but it's always good to know where the gaps are in the chart. So, it's Monday. The TSX is closed as well because it is Thanksgiving weekend in Canada. So in case you weren't aware, now you know. It's Thanksgiving in Canada. Although, I mean, we're not in Canada. We're not trading Canadian stocks. But it can influence. Sometimes it can mean a slower session for us. So just be aware of that. And it is Monday and we're at fresh highs. So those are all good signs to kind of stay out of it, unfortunately. Can we continue to pump higher? Of course we can, but as Antonio said, the top is the moon, baby, and this is definitely probably not the top, but I'm not gonna try to guess where the top is at. We're gonna change things up around here. We're sticking to our major levels now from now on. That's what the Discord community is for. I don't need to feel rushed. This was kind of the problem I've been having recently. I've been feeling a bit in a rush to get into trades for the purpose of the stream. And because come on, it is boring to be a trader that doesn't trade, right? And then it's like you I know when I started, I was there. I would watch sometimes some other people, and it's like they're trading all the time. But remember, these people, they're professionals at trading scalp. Like they scalp for 3 to 5 points, whatever it is that they do, right? I'm not here trying to bash them. I'm just saying that that does not work for me. So I'm more of a slow paced trader. I need to wait for my level. I want to take 1 to 2 trades, and I'm done. I don't want to trade. Like I think the more you trade, the less you want to trade. As typically not something you might hear, but it's the truth for me. I don't want to like just thinking about sitting here all day long looking for a little goddamn scalpy move. It No. I want to know where the setup is at. Like here. I mean, why am I gonna try to take this long here? Just because there's a little trend line break there. That makes absolutely no sense in my mind. Nothing. Can it work? Absolutely. But we have one there. I have like 10 different ways to enter here. 10. But really, there's only one entry here. And believe it or not, you're not gonna like my answer. It's gonna be all the way from basically October 11th, which if I'm not wrong, that's Friday. I forget which day it is, but from October 11th, I think it was Friday, and we got the trap below and the back test of the previous all-time high right here. You can see we got the squeeze. See the squeeze? This was Friday. So we got the squeeze here. This is the backtest entry. This is the next video I'm going to be making actually after I'm done with the traps. So you can see this is the previous high, 47.25. Follow along. We squeeze through it finally. Okay, we squeeze, we squeeze, we squeeze. We come back, price comes back. We talked about this on the Discord community actually on Friday. We get not a perfect back test. We kind of dip below it. So it became a little trap, but I wouldn't call that really a trap. I would call it just plain old back test. Once we back tested that area, look at that. It provided another entry just to continue on even higher with the trend. And then that was at 47.50. You got to follow along with the story. And then today I saw on Sunday, we opened up on Sunday. I forget what price, but what's important here is that on Sunday at 10 p.m., we got all the way back down to 48.50. Meaning, what did we do? Look at it like this. We have a previous high. We have the back test. Now we came back and we tested 50. We are basically creating higher highs in a way. Future train one's up. So we're creating higher highs on a support basis. I'm not talking about this. This is bullshit here. Higher high, higher high. I mean that makes no difference there. Like look at here. It made a high, it made a lower high, it made a lower high, broke kind of structure then and just ripped. I don't like looking at lower highs and higher highs like that. It's you get fooled very easily. I'll be watching for 66, 63 area. I would not be entirely, in a rush to get in right now. Yes, how could I forget? How do these things never expire? Look how lousy this thing looks. I thought we were gonna probably pull back a little deeper. I'm there talking about how, I'm looking for, this was sent out yesterday. I was there looking for 34, 38. That's gonna be the major level of support that I'm actually waiting for today. I'm only adding 66 and 63 today right now because of what happened overnight. But this is the major one, 34, 37. And I'm like, come on, these guys. We make a new all-time high instead. But that's trading, right? We can't really tell the market when to pull back and when to pump. So I was supposed to go see some bulls. They do what's called haripeo here. Yeah, they ride the bulls. They do these, like, these things that you see on, and I'm sure you guys know what it is. They ride the bulls. They play games with them. Yeah, it sounds interesting, but it was raining, so I didn't go. I wanted to record some bulls knocking down some people. And then the bull knocked out a lot of shorts overnight. The bull, baby, ride it. This is why on my desk I got this guy right here. This guy right here. Every time I short it, every time I think about shorting the market, I look at this guy. And I'm like, this guy is ready to give me the horns. Okay, this guy is getting ready. So if you think about shorting this thing, get yourself a nice bull too. Look at it. Like that, every time you think about clicking that short button, you're like, wait, 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 wait. Do I really want to get the horns behind me? Think about it. It makes me think sometimes. Look at that hourly chart. Oh my God. It can't stop. It won't stop. Look at that hourly chart. Look at the daily chart. Sorry, this is the weekly chart. We are pulling off 6 weeks in a row green right now. 6 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are attempting 6 weeks in a row green. That is amazing. Amazing. Look at this. Even that pullback. 1, 2, 3. 3 weeks red. The hammer right there. The hammer candle said it all. 1, 2, 3 green weeks. 1 red. And then 6 green. God damn. Oh my gosh. And then we're looking here for the ghost. Somehow Twitter knows that this is the ghost that everybody's been waiting for to make this thing dump. It's a joke. Look at the daily chart. I challenge you to argue that this thing is too high. Who are we to say that this thing is too high? I'm pissed off, if anything. I should have just bought some contracts down there and walked away. Because I was always looking for buys. That's what annoys me. It's like, gotta be like a long-term investor instead. Well, I have my fun for my kids, right? But that's a whole different thing. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, it looks like it might be a short stream for me today. Let's get the crystal ball in here. If the crystal ball feels bullish, I think we might just carry the conversation over on the Discord, because I really have nothing to do here. Like in terms of, a trade or something. Come on, I can't. So are we going to have a what's the thing called again? Hangover Monday. Not really. Even the crystal ball doesn't. Let's leave it there. Okay, yeah. Let's get more serious with these words. Are we? Is ES going to pull back today? Not a lot of short in the probably. Honestly, yeah, it might be like a grind up slowly, right? I've noticed that too. It kind of tends to pick away and it kind of just works its way either lower or higher, and it just goes slowly, right? That's always a possibility. No. Oh my gosh. So ES is not thinking we're pulling back today. Are we going to? No, are we going? Is ES going to grind up slowly? Not really. So what the hell do you? What is it, then, crystal ball? Is ES going to chop? Pick a level as a magnet. All right, let's see if it's gonna pick a level as a magnet. Chop. Certainly. All right. Well, there you have it. Crystal ball things that we're going to ping to a level. They could be maybe even 70, 74, 66, who knows what level, and just going to chop around there. New all-time high, by the way. We keep on every tick higher above 78.25 is a new all-time high, just in case. In case you're not aware of it, you know now. You are buying at the high of the all-time high of the all-time high of the all-time high in our lifetime. Think about it like this to put it into perspective. Know that we can lose perspective very easily. The stock market has never in history been this high. Never. That's pretty it's an exciting time to be alive, I guess. But this is the fucking problem. Am I gonna be holding this back now if I buy? But it's nice to think about it like that. We are witnessing, look at that. No one else in history has witnessed this. No one. This is happening live. Like, let's wake up to reality. We are right at the all-time high, and I just love it. Since January of this year, all we've been doing is new high, new high, new high, new high. And that's why I laugh when I hear people on Twitter talking about pullbacks and this and how we're downtrending. Don't listen to Twitter. Matter of fact, don't even listen to me. Listen to yourself, do your own analysis, do your own work. But this goddamn choo-choo train wants up. Even right now, if we were to have a nice pullback today, let's assume we were to dip somehow 200 points. That would be the best thing that could happen for this trend. It would be the absolute best thing. Because it would introduce more volatility. It would introduce a bilateral market where we can have both levels that work. Support will work. Resistance will work. Right now, supports are obviously working. We keep slingshotting higher. But we test them once and we keep going higher. And then we don't test any other ones. Like right now. We tested 50, which wasn't even 47. We slingshot higher. We back tested to 66, 75. We're slingshotting higher. And then now, obviously, I have 66 as support. The problem is, typically, we will dip all the way down to like 70, maybe even 71, and then just continue on with the good old higher bounce. That's the problem with the way we're at right now. We don't even test supports anymore. We just, once you miss it, you're out. And it always does it overnight. At like 3 in the morning, when I'm dipping my sleep. This is why at 3 in the morning, I tend to wake up. I wake up, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why am I awake? It's my intuition telling me, you just missed a good old support bounce, my friend, because you chose to sleep at 3 in the morning. Fucking yes. All right, market's going to open on up in about a minute and a half, so get your orders ready. I don't know what you are essentially going to be doing right now. I mean, if you see something, I applaud you. I don't see anything. Well, I mean, of course, I see a lot of ways to get long here and short, both ways. I mean, you can have the trend line break there. You see the nice little bull flag here, right? You can see the push there. You're kind of flagging now, I guess. That's the flag. This is the pull. So there's a million different ways to look at this. If you want a reason to get in a trade here, there's so many of them. We can wait for the break of these lows to get short. We can wait for these highs to get broken to get long. We can toss a coin and get long or short. We can just stay out of it when we're not sure what to do. That's what I'm gonna do. But I'm happy I'm still here. I'm happy I get to witness this. I want to see what's gonna happen here. All right, market is about to open. Get ready, and it's open. It's open for business. So, got a nice little dip. I'm wondering if that dip was a buy. Somehow you had to know that was the dip. That was it. I would not be buying this. I'm not here expecting or trying to, expect a pullback, but last time I checked, it's called buy low, sell high, not buy high and sell low. So if today doesn't even want to pull back, well then whatever, it is what it is. But and on the flip side, you don't fade the bull. You don't short the bull. Because it can wreck you quickly. Maybe here's where scalpers do well. Like, see, remember what we talked about here? We would get short at the break of these lows. So you would have gotten short there. You would have taken profit already. Scalping is quick. There's no such thing as a trend. It's just, let's go, baby. They already took profit. Maybe if price were to get back above here, they would probably take the long there, looking for that push. Because that would be a pretty sizable wick, right? We're getting back into this range. But and then there's these people. You see that? The time and sales. I know I understand this, like, what's actually being executed and stuff like that. But do you honestly think you could process all that information? That's time and sales there. Look, I don't like to think, I like to think myself as a, pretty decent, reasonable, smart guy, but that is not how I'm gonna get an edge in the market. And I'm not here critiquing. I'm just telling you that I can't do it. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I cannot do it. I'm sure there are people who can, though. And of course, look at it. It worked again. Buy the dip. This is exactly what I mean. I have support at 66, right? We don't test them. We don't test them. We test once overnight at 10 p.m. yesterday. Then we go higher. So, can't really do much. I know it's going up, but it's so difficult. I don't have an entry here. And this is what I meant. Price got back above here. Once we got back above here, the scalpers already took the long. They already probably took profit. The issue. Not that I don't know how to scalp these things. It's just why? I, well, we got a dip below that 47.50. That was the all-time high there, I guess. Set at 6:16 in the morning. But we bounced from here at 73. Honestly, I don't know. Yeah. What a nice boner candle. Oh my. Wow. 73. The more I look at it, the more frustrating it is because I see where we bounce from. We bounce from the hourly candle there, right? Look at this. We bounce right from the hourly candle right here. But watch, on this market, we can bounce from anywhere. You know, we bounce from here. We could have bounced from here. We could have bounced from here. Like, this is the problem with the way the market is right now. When it's on distribution mode, we don't get a lot of setups. Tell me that this was like, tell me that you're in shock that we get the dip and then we get the rip. And then my theory becomes again, this is why I always tell you the same thing. I want to be a dip buyer. Not that this small, this shallow of a dip, but in general, when we get nice dips, we want to be dip buyers. Not because I think it's better. Like, it's because the charts tell me it's freaking better. Look at that dip we got it open. Look at the massive rip. Okay? We want to buy the dip at levels of support. It's my point. Tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me. Look at this. We get the new high at 6 in the morning. We get the dip. Okay? Buy the dip. We go higher. We get the dip. Buy the dip. We go higher. We get the dip. All the way down to here was okay. You know, a level of support. We go higher. We squeeze through the all-time high. We get the dip. We buy the previous all-time high. We go higher. And I can go back and do that for the whole last year and a half. More than that. In fact, technically, all of history. I can go back through all of history. Why? Because we're at all-time high. Every single high has been broken. The past 200 years is 1929. Since then, we can go back all the way back down to there to the Great Depression, and it would have still been a dip buy. The 3 points of need to blow the stream. That's it. Nice. You're tired of moving your all-time high. Look, I used to move it too. You know what I do now? I just leave it. We had this high here that's in yellow. Okay. We had this high here that's in yellow. That just stays there as a yellow. We had that high there. That just stays there as in yellow. And we had that high there. That just stays there as in yellow. I just leave him now. So I hope that you can kind of understand what I mean by I'm a dip buyer. 95% of my trades are all long for this particular reason. Not because I like the longs. I like the shorts. Trust me, that when the shorts work, they're beautiful. They waterfall. They're much faster moving than the longs, but the longs are just better. They're more reliable. They're safer. They're more predictable. They're easier to trade. When we're in a balanced market as well, it's even easier. But I mean, right now, I think anybody could have just FOMO long. We'll see, but that's why I tell you what I say. I want to be buying the market at levels of support because It's proven based on the charts that it works. I would say Crystal Ball was definitely wrong. From the 73 all the way up to the 86, that's more than 10 points. He was wrong. Only if this thing comes back down and pings to like 78. Unbelievable. We got a new high all the way at 58, 86, 50. Let's see if that is going to hold up to a degree. I think you're going to have to move your all-time high again, Antonio. I think this thing probably was to push higher. I think this thing is sniffing that 5,900 at this point. We'll see. Maybe not right now, but I don't know. All right, let's see if this dip is going to give any form of dip. You know what I'm going to say? My intuition is telling me no. I think we're just going to hold down here and probably push right through that 86.50. We'll see. You only have your first buy at 68.25. I like that idea. I'm at 66, but the more this thing goes higher and higher, it's looking sadder and sadder for us. This is when it's good, I guess, to have the headphones, listen to some music. You know what I'll find? What I find very kind of weird, not weird, but interesting. So when I lived in Canada, which was all my life, pretty much, almost all my life, there's almost no parties there, like street festivals and stuff like that. There's pretty much nothing. It's the dead zone. But here, for whatever reason, there's parties everywhere, every day, literally. Okay. So where do they get all this money from? Like, they're not really that small either. Like, they put love into it. Cultural events, they have like 3 stages. They get like singers, like I guess famous singers from Latin America. They have events that go on until like 2 in the morning for obviously the younger crowds. They have literally, I'm telling you, like it's pretty wild. Like it's food everywhere, rides for kids, rides for adults everywhere. And I'm like, where do they get all this money from? Like, this was not that cheap. Fireworks every day. I'm like, in Canada, they could to pull off one weekend of a festival was a pain in the butt for them in the summertime. And there we go, which is cracked at 86.50. I'm just wondering, I'm like, I don't know where they get the money from. Oh, because this is supposed to be a, you know, not a pretty wealthy country, so for a poor country, they're flexing, boy. They're flexing. And we just cracked through that 86, and of course that bottom down there did hold. Honestly, I might stream to like 10 and then I'm gonna just walk. I can't deal with this. Just seeing this thing go up. You might be like, why don't you hop on long? Listen, I get that I can get long here. I saw it there. I get it, but I just don't want to make money like that. It doesn't make sense. Like I always say, I'll tell you, I don't care about making money through stupidity. I will rather make money, obviously, through my plan with my strategy, and I will lose money with my plan and my strategy happily. I will not change my strategy just because I see this thing pumping and then I'm not in. You know what I mean? I can't just FOMO along there. If we were reclaiming a level, yes, I can do it. When you see me getting long at levels that are like high because we're reclaiming the level that I know from like last week or something, yes, I can get long there. But what am I gonna get long here? We're not reclaiming shit. We're just making new all-time highs. There's nothing on a technical perspective other than FOMO that tells me to get long here. Nothing. You're getting, if I get long here, it's just a speculation, expectation that this is gonna continue higher. Which of course it will, but I mean, I can only give you my perspective. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna make money like that. I'm not doing it. You win with your plan. You live by the sword, you die by the sword, kind of thing. It introduces a lot of bad habits if you do that. Yes, I could have FOMO long here. Yes, I could have got long there. That's not how my strategy works, so I can't do it. I cannot break my strategy. One good thing I can walk away from here proud is that we were not looking for any shorts. As I said, every time you want to think about shorting this thing, even right now where it's at, if you're thinking about shorting this, in case you don't have one on your desk, I'm going to show you this guy, okay? Do not fade this CHOO CHOO train. You want to get this guy's horn behind you? No, you don't want that. You're better off FOMOing long here. As irresponsible as that is, okay? If you're here dying for a trade, it was a FOMO long here. It was a FOMO long here. But you cannot short this thing. Don't do it. Send me the money instead. Your stop. Send it to me. Okay? I'll send you my whatever, however you want to send it. PayPal, Wise. I don't care. If you're a Canadian, e-transfer. You can e-transfer me the money. Don't give it to the market. The market has plenty of it. Don't short this thing. You should have held from the 74.75. Your entry right now, look at this, 74.75. You bought the low of the day. You literally bought the low of the day. Look at that thing. Oh, that's amazing. By the way, I am serious. If you want to short this, just I'll send you my PayPal. Save it. What a boner candle on the hourly chart. Oh my gosh. Look at this thing. Look at that hourly chart. It is beautiful and it just keeps on going. When is it gonna stop? I have no idea. And I thought it was gonna be a slow session because of the TSX. Nobody gives a shit about the TSX. Look at this. We just keep going higher, baby. And higher. And higher. And higher. We have not even broken any 15-minute low here. We're trending even higher now. Look at that. Oh my gosh. 15-minute low didn't get broken. Didn't get broken. Didn't get broken. And we just keep on pumping. Oh my god. I think I need to walk. I can't be here. I'm gonna FOMO along into this thing one pretty soon. I should not be here. I would not be here. Okay, let's just make that very clear. I would be in my living room. I would be playing with the kids, doing something else because I know I want to buy this thing. I want to buy this. It's still a buy rather than a short. Okay, if you're really itching for a trade, buy it. Don't short this thing. Don't do it. Who cares where the top is at? Don't look for it. You're looking for the ghost. You're looking for the spirit, the demon. My grandma always told me, don't look for them. Oh my god, look at this. 20 points since open. Unbelievable. A good deep coming. I hope so, but honestly, I don't know. Well, we're making obviously a new high. Oh my gosh, look at it. It just keeps on going. Amazing. Amazing. I love how when I'm long, it never moves like this. Well, it does, but I take profit early, but still. Just please understand that right now, if you're buying, there's no, we're just going. We're just going with the choo choo train because choo choo train went up. And if you want to short it, I am dead serious. You can send me that money. If you've been shorting this whole time here, damn. As posted, this thing was sniffing that 5,900. It's kind of like that round number. It's a holy kind of round number. The market loves these round numbers for some reason. I don't know if it's a psychological thing. Well, it is a psychological thing, but I know that people don't really move the market. It's algorithms. So, yeah, I don't know. It just makes sense. 5,900, just such a sweet, pretty number. Maybe at 5,900, we'll get a pullback. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe now. This is why I have no idea what to do here. All right, first red candle. And it's already a dip buy. Oh my goodness. Gotta love it. Just don't forget these levels, okay? Even though it looks like I'm not doing anything, I am watching, okay? I'm watching where price is kind of bouncing from. This will turn into the future levels of support or resistance. You can see how we bounced from 92. Well, later on, I'll be adjusting my lines. You can see here how we had some trouble here, right? Getting through this level right here. We got this nice little wick. Well, got resistance there, right? So remember, even though, yes, I'm technically, you might be like, this guy's just here sitting down talking. No, like I'm observing what price is doing, where it's bouncing, where it might be getting stuck at. And later on, I'll be adjusting those lines slightly. And that's what gives me the next levels of support and resistance. What shorts? Well, Antonio, you must be feeling a little upset. Buying the low of the day and then taking profit and then seeing that ripper. I would be pissed if I were you because I didn't trade, so I have no emotion into this right now. But if I traded and I saw that happen without me, yeah, I would be on tilt a little bit. By the way, if you're not there yet, I would recommend that we got, well, I always send out my plan ahead of time. I send you out levels. I'm going to end the stream soon. And when I do, if I do get in a trade, I will always post it up here. And we can talk about, obviously, trading stuff in general. We try to keep it relating to trading. And yeah, like, we can talk about whatever we want there. So it's a nice community to basically get there and see If you can learn something and obviously provide some value to others, it's free. Never gonna charge you anything for it. So choice is yours. There's plenty of communities out there where you do have to pay. Or they're free to join, but then they'll be like, okay, if you want this and that for it, you need to pay for it. No, that's not at all why I opened that community. Okay. Let's get that fact straight. Bought the dip at 68.50 and sold. You're scalping it, but I like it. I mean, you're a brave soul, but you're taking profit early again. But you see, at least you're buying, you're not shorting. So you go with the trend. The trend is your friend. Better. That's right. That's what it's about, my friend. Getting your entries better every day. You said it. Most people, they look at trading the wrong way. They think it's about making more money every day. Like if we make 20, well, let's make 30 tomorrow. And then we make 30 tomorrow, we make 40 the next day. No, that's wrong. It's about getting our entries better every day. If we can get our entries better, if we can nail our entries, far better than the day before, that will get you profitable. That's what we're after, better entries. And better entries are looked by your eyes based on a good strategy and based on the trust that you have on a good strategy. And obviously that dip was a buy yet again, and it looks like we're about to crack that 96. I don't know, but this thing's sniffing that 5,900. I said it from the bottom. Now it's obvious, but it was just, I don't know. When it's moving like this, it's kind of obvious that they're hunting something. I'm not sure what they're hunting, but be that round number. I don't see them getting to 96 and not hit 5,900. But hey, anything's possible. Holding for 10 points. I like it. That's good. Hey, I applaud you, my friend. The fact that you got long there where you got long, can't really argue with you. Right now, you're the one who made the trade. I haven't. And obviously, I should have. This thing just keeps going higher. Say what you want, okay? I know that it's easier to criticize others, why I don't want to get long here, but the answer is very simple. Because if I make money this way, for me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't align with my strategy. This is what it is. I missed the move. Should have been long from 10 o'clock last night. I was not long, so can't really do much. I'll just wait for more volatility to get introduced whenever we decide to pull back. Because when the pullback comes in, more volatility gets introduced both ways. All right, so 5,900 is about to come probably. Look at this, 97.75. It's so close to it. I mean, Now it's too obvious they might want to do it, right? So I was gonna wear my bull shirt that my wife, my kids got me. Is this bull? It's the Chicago Bulls, I guess, but it got like the logo of the Bulls. I don't follow basketball. Don't hate me for it. I don't know. I don't follow it. I don't know. It just has the bull here, so that's why she got it for me. I was supposed to wear that shirt today, but it was a good day to wear it. Look, if you're shorting this, oops, why is it so big? If you're shorting this, you're that little guy. This is the bull right now. Boom. Getting knocked out. Did we just hit 5,900? Yes, we did 5,900. Ding, 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 ding. 5,900. New all-time high up there. And what a round number that we just hit. 5,900. Come on, you gotta applaud that. That is amazing. That is remarkable. That is phenomenal. It feels like we're back in January again, where it just can't stop, won't stop. Can we? If we get a pullback now from 5,900, I want you to all to understand something. I think it was just hunting that round magical number, and now it will probably pull back. If it pulls back, okay? And I'm saying if it pulls back, it's a psychological thing. Nothing on a technical perspective. That does not mean, that's why I'm not shorting it. I'm just saying, like, if we pull back magically from this level, you know, it's a psychological thing. I don't think it's any technical reason for it, but how coincidental would that be? We hit 5,900 and then we all of a sudden start pulling back. The market just wanted to hit 5,900. We even went 5,901. No, 5,975. So just be aware of that. Let's see if it'll work. Well, this sucks. I thought it was gonna be a dead Monday, and it was quite a bullish Monday. All right, what does the market have to say now about 5,900 getting hit? This has got to pull back at some point, right? Right? Or am I waiting for a ghost? I mean, come on, right? Nope. This is starting to look a little bit extended. I don't like to use those words, but don't be shocked when this thing ends. We can still go higher. Just if it pulls back, don't be mad. Don't be upset with it. I'm debating to pop in here a combine and short this thing at 5,900 and have my stop above here. I would not take that trade on an XFA. No freaking chance. I'm just saying. just for the sake of wetting my feet. I would probably do it on a combine. All right, duck it. Do it. All right, I am on a combine now. I am not on XFAs. Keep that in mind. I full disclosure, I am on a combine, right? So, you know, don't be criticizing me later. I gave you the full disclosure. Don't be, you said you wouldn't short the top. I'm on a combine, okay? I'm gonna risk like 2 points. I probably should have already been short if I was gonna do this. Yeah, I should have been short already. Right at 5,900 when we hit 5,900. So we're finally starting a little bit of a dip. Again, I don't think there's a whole lot of technical perspective on this. Just rather we just hit a whole number. It's psychological number. So there could be a lot of shorts piling on here, like myself, right? Like not like myself, but like there's a lot of people who were thinking shorting at 5,900. Maybe now the algorithm's like, all right, short, 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 short. We're gonna get a little dip and then we're gonna get the rip. So the stops are fuel to go even higher later. That's a possibility. So let's see if this thing has any wiggle room, any room to go down. Look at that. We hit 5,900 to the T. 3 ticks over, but come on. 3 ticks over, and then we starting the pullback. How coincidental is that? The market was just, I think, hunting that 5,900. It needed to hit. We talked about this before it even happened. How is it that it magically pulled back from there? How? It's a whole number, round number. It's a psychological number. You can do some more research on how psychology affects the market. So, and again, it's not that, kind of predicted it. I'm not going to say that word, but it's just always cool to understand certain waves and moves in marketplace. So, all right, it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting another entry short there. It had to be short at that 5,900 right away. And honestly, if I was short 5,900, I would probably be taking profit very soon. Like if these lows don't break here, I would take profit right away. Yeah, I would have probably taken profit there. I don't like that bounce from right there, that 93. Tupac's on fire today. I told you. Yeah, so once again, I mean, I have no trades currently. I would have shorted that 5,900, but I was a little bit late. I just didn't want to do it, even in the combine. Hopefully, we can somehow continue to pull back today, I guess. And I mean, it has to pull back at some point, right? Right? I need more structure, something. You know, we gotta hit supports. We can't. This is not. This could work obviously on a long here. It's not that I don't see it right here, but at least we're developing something now here. We're not just boner candle to the upside. Kind of starting to do this kind of flag as well for this trend that could probably break us down. Maybe we're gonna do an M, the M for McDonald's here. See. I would say it's still a buy. It's still a buy until it shows more weakness. Because this little pullback here, that's not really weak. Like if we were to crack these lows here, all right, that would have been weakness there. This is how you got to play out scenarios in your head. Like you got to be like, all right, what level? 5,900. We might be getting a pullback at 5,900. You understand it's a whole number, whatever. Like you got to try to talk yourself, even though you're not trading, or if you are trading, whatever. If you're not, if there's a day where you're not trading, you know what I mean? Like you got to be like, okay, did my level work? Did my support level work? If I had taken this trade here, I actually used to play this game as well, where I would be like, all right, I got long here. My stop is here. Let's see what gets hit first, either my stop or my take profit. Whatever got hit first, I knew obviously that I would have lost on that trade or I would have won on that trade. This is how you can backtest your strategy, right? I'm not touching this. I have no trade here. I really don't. This is a coin toss for me at this point. But what I'm trying to get through, I guess my message here is that if you want to be a buyer here, where are you going to buy? I wouldn't buy here, right? But you would have probably bought down here. Your stop would be at break even or whatever. Talk to yourself in your head. Like, are you waiting for this trend line to break? If you're waiting for this trend line to break, well, when are you going to get long? Like, are you going to get long when we close above it here? Or are you going to get long when at the low here, expecting the trend line to break? You got to talk to yourself, the scenarios, right? You don't need to necessarily risk your money to find the results of your trading. Somebody told me that. Oh my gosh. I mean, I've heard about paper trading, but paper trading for me didn't really work. I never really paper traded, I'll be honest. There was no emotion attached to it. I don't like paper trading because you can do it for a day. I did it for like a day and then I'm like, yeah, fuck that. There's nothing. Like, you know, there's no emotion. Forming a trend back to 6. I read probably. Looks like it. I hope so. So I hope that makes sense. Like paper trading for me just never really worked. I don't like it. There's no emotion. And honestly, if somebody tells you to paper trade for a long time, I think that that's also wrong because this might sound like controversial, right? But You can be the greatest paper trader. You can waste your time 6 months in that paper trading machine. The moment you get on with some money on the table, with some money at risk, with like your own money risking, those 6 months completely go out of the window. They mean nothing. So I would say yes, paper trade at first. Get in order with your orders. Like, can you get in and out quickly? Do you know how to work your software? Yes. After that, practice with your strategy, do some back testing, and then I would get on with some micros. You don't need to get on with minis. Get on with the micros. Nothing wrong with that. But paper trading for me, there's nothing involved. And if you cannot afford to lose, like, let's say $10 a day or something like that, you should not be trading, in my opinion. So, because $10 a day is $50 a week, right? That's $200 a month. Unfortunately, in my opinion, you're going to have to pay your market tuition. There's no getting around it. You can do all the studying. You can learn the perfect strategy. You can learn all the perfect paper trading scenarios, okay? And you will still ducking lose money in the end. So it's best to just lose small quantity. Get the emotion in the game. That's my opinion. That's how I did it, at least. I cannot paper trade. Just thinking about paper trading, can't do it. Maybe I'm not built like that. Maybe some others are built like that. So don't take my advice and think that it's all and be all, and don't take someone else's advice and think that it's the end all and be all. We're all unique. We're all different. We all learn different ways. You got to find what works for you. If you don't feel good paper trading for no reason, well then, put a little bit of skin in the game. Not too much. Like, trade the micros. Pay Top Step $50. Top Step has the combines. Don't look to pass. Just pay them the $50. Like that, you can trade the micros. It gives you a $2,000 padding on it. And $2,000 is plenty for the month. So yes, instead of losing $200 on your own account, you could lose $50 in a month. And just think that that's your market tuition, $50. This is where I think that these combines are actually a great tool for you. And use the micros and, look for $50 a day, lose $50 a day, whatever it is. That is your market tuition. Look at it like that, right? That's one way of looking at it. So don't do it like I did. I started trading options. Exactly. Crazy amount of money. Exactly. It's not realistic, right? We all do it because it gets fun and exciting. You're like, let's just see what the money feels like, right? I think Antonio is right there. Even with one micro, you will feel more with one micro with your own, like if you put in some money in there, than trading 100 paper contracts. All right, we're probably getting this dip now finally. No Empire. Is this like a Head and Shoulders, inverse Head and Shoulders maybe? See kind of the shoulder, the head, or a Head and Shoulders in general. I don't know. I don't trade patterns. You know that. I'm just saying. Looks like a stair step too. There. Yeah. And stick with one thing. Stick with ES or NQ, whatever you want. Gold, it doesn't really matter. Just stick with one thing. Don't trade options. There's so many people trading options. Why? Like, I think that people that have influence, like far more than I do, like in general, like with a million subscribers or whatever, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because it's all I trade, right? Yes. I think that nobody should be trading options. I think it should be a product that is banned, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe not banned. I don't want to sound like this kind of, this person that wants to ban something I don't like. It's just that I was a new trader. I traded options. They are a pain in the ass. They are a pain in the ass. They The pricing fluctuates all the time. As soon as volatility gets introduced, your contract prices go up, and it's just very, very difficult for the new trader to understand it. If you're selling options, that's a good way of making money. But if you are buying options, looking to, especially same day expiration dates, it's bad. And there are many influencers that trade options, and I'm like, why are they leading people to trade these garbage products, right? Or even penny stocks. There was a time where penny stocks were hot, the hot thing to be trading. I would not recommend that. Just thinking about the headache of waking up every day looking for what's moving and then either shorting the pump and then expecting the dump, right? Sure, that's what they love to do, the pump and dump, right? And then buying. I don't know. If I could start all over again, my what advice I would tell myself? God damn, I would be like 8 months ahead and with a lot less losses at the beginning. Yeah, something I've seen. Yep. Trade one product. Focus on one strategy. Master that strategy, which is price. Price is the king. That's it. Don't don't look at patterns. Don't. There's too many of them. It's good to know about them, right? Like, for example, when you see a weekly, whoops, when you see a weekly candle close like this, the main candles, right? Like when you see a weekly candle close like this, the hammer candle right there at the bottom, like that's pretty ducking bullish. But in general, this is very bullish. We went from 53.91 all the way down to 51.69, and we reclaimed that low here. You can see this here. We had this low, right? What did we do? We took out all these guys who were long last week. We took out these guys who were long this week. You know what I mean? Like we have this giant trap to the downside, which is the explosion we need to get going even higher, right? You can see that very clearly. So that's my point. That price is king. You don't need to look at too much patterns. There's books that I've read. Steve Nyson is the first one I read, but look how many patterns there are. Do you honestly think that you're smart enough, which I am, I speak for myself, that I'm smart enough that I can remember all this? I don't even have the slightest clue of how I could remember all this. I know some of them, but look at this. Could you remember all this? I used to have them pinned in front of my computer. What I would tell myself if I go back in. But that is okay. That's how I got to where I'm at. That's how I can tell you all these things. Patterns are a bunch of bullshit, okay? They're a bunch of BS. They can be on a like reaffirming to your idea of whether you're bearish or short, but so we just talked about this head and shoulder pattern, right? It's a little head and shoulder pattern there. Kind of looks like this, would it not? Like on a smaller time frame, right? The idea is simple. You have one shoulder, you have one kind of higher high there, another lower low there, and then you have the neckline, and then below there is where you want to be short. That's the idea of a head and shoulders pattern. Of course, this is kind of like a smaller one that we kind of have played out, so something more like this one. Tommy doesn't look like it. See that? Kind of similar, right? Well, if you shorted there, it would have been wrecked. You can see that. This is why it just patterns don't work. They don't work. Meanwhile, all I see here is this. We have this level of support here. Okay. We back tested here for a second time. We want to go with the trend. So this would have been a very aggressive long. Very aggressive long. I just didn't plan last night to come here and buy a 58.92. Strategy of support and strategy works on different markets. It does. It truly does. Technical analysis, it works because it's where people buy and sell. It's like that example I always give. Mike Tyson and me arm wrestling. I would put my money on Mike Tyson. Even me. I would do it. I wouldn't bet on me. But it's the same thing with the markets. People that have the money with the algorithms that are pumping this thing, we cannot short this thing and expect to win, right? So whenever they're buying, we want to buy with them. Whenever they're selling, we want to sell with them. Simple as that. And the liquidity grab is always the beginning of these moves that they're always doing. Okay, this is a 2-minute chart, but if you look at the 15-minute chart, look at this 15-minute chart. Even here, there's a little bit of a setup. We have the low of the previous 15-minute. We dipped below here, which I actually missed because I'm here ranting about all this stuff. We got the liquidity grab below that 15-minute chart, and now we're pumping, and we've left these stops here. And look at that. We just squeezed right through them. There you go. We want to get in. Obviously, here is very kind of fucking high, man, but let me show you a better example here. There's also many here. Look at this level of support here. Look how many traps we got down there. Lots of traps to the downside here. Even here. Support here. One trap to the downside there. This was actually a nice, very nice trend line break I see right there. Look at that. Very, very clean overall. But I would argue we bounced from support right here. I would argue that we bounced from support right there. Goes back. Back. Look what happened Friday. This was a level of resistance here, right? The high. Right there. We bounced from support. We squeeze. And then we came back and we bounced right from the previous high. You can see that there. Do you think this is coincidence? No. It's not coincidence at all. Nothing. We squeeze. We come back. We test it right to this high. Do you think that that's coincidence? Come on, you gotta wake up, see to the price, see it. See the charts for what they are. Look at him, perfect entry right there. Perfect, it just takes a shitload of patience to wait. And here, kind of the same story again. We have this high here, these highs. High, pull back to the previous high. Look at this ping pong game. We squeeze through the high, we make a high. We pulled back to the previous high. We make a little bit of a higher high here. We pulled back, making a higher low here. We squeeze. We pull back, back testing that previous high right here. And then we squeeze. And then guess what? It's going to be rinse and repeat. Wherever this thing decides to leave the high, we're likelihood going to come on back down. Okay. Come on back down. And test these previous highs, whether that's here or it could be all the way back down here. And then likelihood, we're going to continue on creating these higher lows and somehow breaking through these highs again. And it's rinse and repeat. Same thing. And this is why I'm always bullish on price, because we keep on doing the same BS. We backtest support, we go higher. We backtest support, we go higher. We trap to the downside, we go higher. We don't go to a support and we break it. We go to a level of resistance and we break it. Therefore, price is very, very, very clear. Choo choo train wants up. It's easier said than done, though. I will be honest. I mean, fuck, it just requires a lot of patience to wait for your levels. But when they hit, boy, they hit. All right, I'm gonna probably end this stream. I'm gonna just walk. I can't really do much here. That was another very aggressive buy there. I'm not really in the mood for on a Monday to be very aggressive long, so I'm gonna walk. I do have a combine I could use, but I mean, honestly, it's already 10:30. Well, your time is 10:30. My time is the time change. No, it's 8:30. I don't know what happened to my watch here. So yeah, I'm gonna end it. We're gonna continue the conversation. I'll be there all day, all week. Tomorrow, all day, every day. We're gonna have you know, my plan, people's plans here set up, put up here. We'll talk all day about charts and whatever we want up here. If you want to join, it is free. Okay, we'll never charge you anything for it. I don't have any special links in there to sell you anything. It is genuinely a community where you can come and learn and potentially give your thoughts and, you know, ask for help. And if we can help you in some way, shape, or form, we will do that. I believe that authenticity in the end will prevail in every single realm of realities. So there. I don't need to sit here all day and, you know. So it's there. The link is pinned to the top of that chat. I'm going to walk away. I do appreciate you all for tuning in today. Thank you for the support. As always, I will see you all tomorrow if you're here. So enjoy the rest of your day. Try not to overtrade. If you're green, Antonio, you already made a couple of good trades. So it's not a bad idea wrapping it up if you're green. So yeah, try not to get too aggressive now here. We'll probably need to consolidate this move now. So watch out. We're right at 5,900. Right at that magical number. So peace.